Yes.
I really loved, you were responding to someone talking about Nick Cave's music,
Mm.
and you used the phrase that it was shattering and gathering. And I
Mm.
just thought that was a really lovely expression for the different way music can, kind of explode us emotionally, but also sort of gather us back together. And I just wondered if you had any other thoughts on that.
Yeah, well, as many listeners will know, those who love Nick Cave's music, Cave suffered his own tragedy when his son fell to his death from a south coast cliff at a young age, and the music that Cave produced. I mean, much of what how he responded to that is extraordinary posts that he made, and then this music of grief came, and it's almost even to those of us who haven't uh, lost a child, I felt such trepidation approaching it because I didn't know even if the vicarious grief would be too much to bear, as it were. It's almost that perilous intensity of it, and then I listened to it because I felt in an odd way I kind of owed the music its attention, its sort of devotional presence. I don't mean that self-aggrandizingly. I just mean that he wanted the music to be heard. He put it into the world, and it is shattering, but it is also gathering. There's the sense of a reach and of a community, and this is of course one of death's great doublenesses is that it is the thing that happens utterly uniquely to each of us, and the thing that happens to all of us, the one of the only two things we will have in common with any other human being, the other being birth. And so that notion of death always being one of a kind and one of a kind, the commonplace and the bespoke, it seems to be part of what I was trying to think about with that shattering and gathering. But I mean, this is what you work on, Liesl. I mean, you're working a lot on creative grieving and the work that music and making does in these circumstances. What have you seen?
Well, I think you can't, there's no one answer. I think creativity can allow emotions expression. It can also provide a kind of structure or form for things that are overwhelming. I think it can allow one to enter into a form of self dialogue. So the thing that you draw or the thing that you write is not the same as the grief, and it allows you to kind of separate it and somehow interact with it. It's sort of, it can also make the person who's died present. So, it kind of, has its own magic of keeping their presence present, I would say. So that's a few answers.